Hi guys, welcome to another video, and this time around I'm bringing you some deals that I thought would make sense during these Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. The items I'm bringing you are mainly from Linsoul, and I think are items that have done enough to justify themselves as possible choices. Obviously, and depending on which part of the world you are, the prices might vary a little bit, but I think this is a good time usually to make some good deals on items that did catch our attention, but for one reason or another, maybe we're just a little bit outside of our budget. Anyway, I mean, there is a lot of stuff that Linsoul released this year, and that some of it, obviously, I was able to review. But some of the items that I thought made sense are the ones that obviously I've got here, and I've got some stuff here from Ziggat. I've got some stuff here from Kiwi Ears. All of them, I'm just trying to find here a list so I could kind of give some sequence to what I'm about to say. Actually, you know what, let me just do this the other way around. Let me just type in here Ziggat and see if then I have it in front of me, and that way that will be easier. Okay, one of the first items that I thought that I know is definitely going to be of interest is the Ziggat Crescent and the Horizon. More on the Crescent, as that one has been reduced now for about with about 15% discount. I believe it's this one here. Let me just see. I believe it's this one. My apologies. Exactly. See, I actually got it right the first time around. So Crescent, guys, for more details, obviously go and check out my review. But the Crescent, I think, is one of those IMs that Ziggat hit the nail on the head perfectly. 4 drivers, 2 DDs in an isobaric configuration, plus then 2 BAs, offering a sound which is really solid. Nice bass, great mids. I mean, phenomenal sounding IEM, and definitely one of the most solid offerings from Ziggat this year. Okay, another one that I thought as well Ziggat did a fantastic job on was the Luna. Phenomenal IEM in terms of an all BA offering, with very much a sound reminiscent of the 7th Acoustics Supernova, but obviously at a substantially more competitive price. The Supernova, although it was and it is a phenomenal IEM, I mean, it's debatable whether or not it's value for money. $700 is $700. The Luna, obviously, like I said, significantly cheaper, and also available now at with a slight discount over $320. If I'm mistaken, is the price that now you can pick it up. So it's a nice $50 price difference from the normal price. So this is definitely another one that's a solid option. The other one is the Odyssey 2, the collaboration with Clinical. Again, an IEM that I think has done enough to justify itself over the original Odyssey, which was an IEM that caught everyone's attention earlier this year. Phenomenal sounding, smooth, detailed, really solid IEM. And finally, excuse me, the Horizon, which although there's no special price during this sales period, I think it's definitely one of the best IEMs from Ziggat, and probably one of the most solid offerings out of all tribrids, hybrids, or, everything that is not basically a single DD or a planar that's been launched this year. So really solid sounding IEM. Like I said before, for more details, go and check out my reviews in detail about them. I mean, I don't want to drag this video now for a long time. I just wanted to kind of just bring your attention to some of the items which I think are worthwhile. Over and above that, I've still got 2 other IEMs which I'm going to be reviewing, which obviously you can see which they are, the Divine and the Diablo. I just received them, so I haven't still been able to hear them, but from what I understand, these are 2 very good planars, and I'll obviously delve into a little bit more detail. But from what I've seen from other reviewers, 2 solid offerings. I also just received the Kiwi Ears, the Bell single DD, the new single DD. Curious to see how it stacks up to the cadenza, because the cadenza did set the bar pretty high in my opinion. Still, by today's standards, the cadenza is one of the most solid single DD IEMs that you can get, especially at that price point. Anyway, with regards to Ziggat and some new stuff that I'll be reviewing, I think that's about covers it. Then there's a couple of things from Simgot as well, which I think do deserve our attention. Obviously, besides the likes of the EA 500 LM, which I still think is an IEM that is very solid by today's standards, and you know, everything about it ticks the right boxes. There's another IEM, which is the ET142, which I have here, which I think that in terms of planars, it's done as well its work. Phenomenal build quality, as is always the case with Simgot. You know, exchangeable nozzles, really good IEM. I really can't, as I said, check out the review in detail. I really think that the ET142 embodies what a proper sounding planar IEM should be about, and it definitely is a solid option that might be worthwhile considering now during these sales. Over and above that, we have two others, which is the DSP version of the EW300, which I still think is a really solid IEM, okay, and one that, if you're into gaming, deserves your attention. But more so the 280, okay, the EG280, I think, is probably even a more sensible choice. It basically does everything that the EW300 DSP does, and improves upon it even slightly. So it will be very much dependent on you know, what is the price that one and the other you'll be able to pick it up for, and what do you prefer, a resin shell or full metal shell? I mean, either one, phenomenal IEMs, really good, solid, well built, well done. I mean, you can't really criticize them. So that's basically a few things here from Simgot, which I think are worthwhile. Let me just gather these things here. Oh well, another two IEMs which I think have gone very much under the radar from a brand which has only been recently in the market is the Twistura, the D major. Okay, the Twistura D major. The only issue that I have with the D major, and not everybody has this problem, is with the shell design, which is a little bit on the awkward side. But the D major, considering its price around $45, give or take, very solid performer, exchangeable nozzles, solid performer. But the star of the show from Twistura is the wood note. Without a doubt, one of the most impressive single DDs that I've listened this year. I know I say this a few times, that this IEM is impressive, that IEM is impressive, but honestly, very much unexpected. The fact that they're using a wood diaphragm driver, beautiful shell, again the exchangeable nozzles, really solid IEM, and one that you can pick it up now at around $130 something, which I think you know, is a price which is interesting. It's a price which makes it inviting to consider it. Obviously, again, check out my review to have more details about it. So these are these two offerings from Twistura, which I think are worthwhile. Then there's a few items here from Tanchjim. I still think, and I mean, obviously this is subjected to your own opinions and so on, but I still think the Force is one of the most solid dual or multiple DD IEMs that has been launched. I think maybe the only I think point that could have been improved on the Force would have been a slightly better build quality, especially when you consider this has crossed over that $200 price point. But in terms of sound, which is what matters, and the accessories and everything else, the Force is definitely hitting the nail on the head as well. A solid Tanchjim style of sound, where the mids are definitely the star of the show. Vocals are phenomenal on the Force. Really solid IEM. Definitely something that would be worthwhile considering now during this period. The other one is the Tanchjim Nora, a cheaper or more accessible single DD using the DMT5 driver. Is basically the same driver that you find as well in the Tanchjim Fission and in the Tanchjim Origin, which is the 5th generation DMT driver. And what that means is that in terms of the quality of the driver and its capabilities, it's you're guaranteed. Obviously, be it the Nora, be it the Fission, or be it the Origin, they all have their little slight nuances in their sound. But I think it's IMs, be it, like I said, the Nora, be it the Fission, be it the Origin, they all are IMs that during this period, excuse me, again, are worthwhile considering since their price has been slightly reduced. I mean, the Fission is down under $100, if I'm mistaken, and the Origin as well, closer to the $200 price point. So definitely worthwhile considering. I mean, check out these IMs if this is what you were looking for. I believe this is the Origin. Yes, this is the Origin there. Okay. Also, there's two offerings, one from Yanyin and one from Zenns, which I think, again, due to the slight little price adjustment during this period, are worthwhile, looking at, which is the T Pro, the Mega T Pro, solid IM. I wouldn't say it's a huge improvement of the original T2, but I would say it's a more agreeable IM over the T2. The T2 was perhaps more focused on a specific group of people, while this one will bring that magic of the T2, that neutrality, that warm neutrality, you could say, to a certain extent, but with a little bit more engagement, and makes it a more solid choice. And the other one is the Yanyin, the Canon Pro. Again, another IM, which I think, considering the Canon's evolution, is definitely the best Canon, the most solid Canon. Really nice, especially the way that the bass has been done on this. I think it's pretty impressive. And not only that, it's the whole vibe of the IM, in terms of it being a powerful IM, having a powerful sound, has been maintained, but they've polished it up significantly. And you listen to the Canon Pro, and you can definitely see or hear that there is, let's say, the original Canon's DNA there, but it's been polished up and made more elegant, more mature. Okay, so these are two other IMs which I think are really worthwhile. In terms of Kiwi Ears, excuse me. In terms of Kiwi Ears, there's a few IMs as well which I think are definitely worthwhile. One of them is, although already an older IM and about to be substituted, is the Orchestra. I think the Orchestra is a very solid all BA IM, one that hasn't perhaps received the amount of attention that it deserves. It still sounds phenomenal by today's standards. It's an IM that's been out now for close to 2 years, but I still think it's an absolutely incredible IM. Fair enough, the new one is has been upgraded to 10 BAs, while this one is still is only an 8. But I don't think it's. I think that this has done enough to still justify itself, and if you can pick this up for a good price, you won't be disappointed. The other one from Kiwi Ears, which I think was the biggest, well, one of the two biggest surprises of this year, was the Astral, the OnePlus 6 from them. Absolutely incredibly sounding IM, incredible. Honestly, really solid sounding IM. Again, check out my review for more details, but the way that the coherence that exists between the bass, the mids, the highs, not easy to do, especially when you consider it's a OnePlus 6. There's no ESTs, there's nothing, but you listen to the treble on this thing, it is really solid. And the other one is the KE4, which was Kiwi Ears, let's say, interpretation of what a meta should be like, a meta tuning should be like, rather. Again, really solid sounding IM. I can't say enough. Of course, all of what I'm saying is always subjected to how the IM is going to fit your ears, how it's out. That's inevitable, but really solid IM. Another one, which I think as well hasn't maybe received the deserved attention, is the excuse me there, is the Quattro from Kefine. Solid, considering it's not even $100. This sort of performance deserves attention. 2+2, 2 DDs, 2 BAs, very good sound. It's got that organic vibe to it with a solid bass. Incredible sounding IM, honestly, incredible sounding IM. To talk about the Quattro, obviously, and not mention the Kefine, the clean would not be fair. This is again an IM which definitely ticked all the right boxes in terms of a budget offering. And when I say budget offering, obviously this is not a budget offering of $20 or below that. No, it's a budget offering under $50 in the sense that it offers a lot of the characteristics that you find in way more expensive IMs at a more budget friendly price. Single DD, DLC driver, exchangeable nozzles, top sound, incredible sounding. It puts to shame many more other expensive single DD IMs, and if this was an IM back 3-4 years ago, it would easily be in the $150 to $200 price point, easily. I'll go as far as saying that the clean, for me, for example, can go up against the likes of the KXSS for Moondrop, or IMs like of that range, of that era, easily. It even reminds me a lot of the Tanchjim Oxygen, and I think that already is enough to say that this is a solid IM. Another IM which uses an unusual diaphragm material is the QUTG, again a wood, a ceramic driver this time around. Really solid IM, really solid. Very unconventional in terms of its tuning, but then again, Sivga is known for not following, let's say, the mainstream Harman type tuning. It's an IM that has its own vibe. It's a brand that has its own vibe in terms of tuning, and the QUTG, phenomenal. With these Moondrop, with these Tin Hi-Fi blue tips, really sounds incredible. Honestly, really sounds very solid. Guys, I apologize for my cough, but I've been really sick lately. Anyway, that's another one out there. And then there's 2 or 3 IMs here which I want to bring your attention to, which I think also have done enough to deserve being talked about. One of them is this IM from Ibaso, the Kli. Single DD, priced at around $80 when it was launched. I've seen it now at around $40 and even below. Incredible sounding IM. Trust me, incredible sounding IM. Really solid. It's got a magnesium alloy diaphragm for the driver. Very solid. It uses some interesting tuning methods as well in terms of the ducting of the IM internally, of the shell internally. Something worthwhile considering. Ibaso Kli. Okay. The other one, it's been around already for some while. For a while, it's the Frost from BQYZ. A 1DD, 1 microplanar IM from them. This one you can pick it up from them directly now at a really solid price, $99 if I'm mistaken. Incredible sounding IM. Seriously, I mean, everything from BQYZ is always done to the highest standards. They don't just launch IMs for the sake of launching them, and this is definitely one of those such cases. Okay. They've now released the Winter 2, which I think, compared to the previous winters, is definitely the best of them. But overall, with the whole range being taken into account, I would say the Winter 2 and the Frost are probably the two most solid ones, the ones that tick the most right boxes. So Winter 2, BQYZ, Frost, and then finally, yeah, there's also this IM from Queen of Audio, the Adonis 2, which it's a 1+2 hybrid, an IM that hasn't received much attention, but an IM that I really think is again solid, incredible in its bass presentation, very organic in its overall sound. But I think if you can pick this up for the prices that I've seen sometimes coming up for $110, $115, I don't think that you will be disappointed. Obviously, keeping in mind this is an IM with a heavier bass line, and an IM that again follows the Queen of Audio style of tuning. So a heavier bass line with a slightly more laid back mids as compared to some of the other offerings that they have. But the magic, or let's say the overall tuning style of Queen of Audio is there, and it sounds absolutely incredible. Really, really solid IM. As I said, guys, earlier, there's many other IMs that could have mentioned. I think the main thing here to take away from this little video is have a look at what is available. If you have the ability to obviously listen to some of this stuff, have a listen to it. And then, of course, why not? If you can find them for a good price at Linsoul, why not buy them from Linsoul? I'm saying Linsoul as I can say any other store. But in this case, because I focused on products which mainly are carried by them, I thought it would only make sense for me to obviously say that you should buy them from Linsoul. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Spend your money wisely, as always. And I'll catch you in the next reviews, which will probably be the Diablo and the Divine. All right, you take care now. Bye-bye.